teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. On a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To save that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as dove, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we want no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates. Broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah. Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim. Praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. The truth has been revealed, even though a lot of men said live the whole world. They've been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will be out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the source. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Fight a run, we gon' fight. If it is will Ephesians 6:12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on. Cause salvation is near, even though it's a war going on. Gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. Either have the ill heal. It's time to go home, for real.
Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that on a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. To save that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as dove, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we want no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates. Broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah. Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim. Praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way that reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. lot of masses live the whole world. They been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail. 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will peer out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the sword. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Fight a run. We gon' fight if it is real. Ephesians 6 and 12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on. Cause salvation is near, even though it's a war going on. Gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. He that has the ear, hear. It's time to go home.
For real. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way to reach the Father. On a mission to snatch my people straight about that fire. On a mission to snatch the lamb out the mouth of a lion. If you notice he ain't in the fold, leave the 99. Just say that brother or sister somehow we left behind. Should I leave the 99 sheep to go back for the one? I mean, that's still 99 and that's more than some. Yeshua came for the lost sheep, let's get him young. He might be seeking a change like the prodigal son. Wise as a serpent, homeless as doves, that's how we played. Blocking these fiery arrows, strap on my shoulder faith. Many are called, few are chosen, what the scriptures say. Jeremiah 31:21, the ship's on the way, crossing the Jordan, still waters, we want no trouble that day. Matthew 7:13, enter through the straight gates, broad is the path of destruction, but narrow is the way. Jeremiah 31, for the new covenant we shall wait. Hebrews 8, yeah, Hebrews 8, for the new covenant we shall wait. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Elohim, praise Yah. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way to reach the Father. Yahweh chose us from the bottom. Yeah, we ran to a couple of problems, but Yahweh still got us. You got a problem, he can solve it. We keep the commandments. We teach our sons and teach our daughters. We pray through Yeshua, the only way to reach the Father.
Started from the bottom, now we heal. You already know what it is. Giving praise to the God of Israel. The truth has been revealed, even though a lot of masses live the whole world. They been deceived for real. Read Revelation chapter 12. Time will tell who will prevail. 400 year captivity. But we coming out of here. Prophecy been fulfilled. Gotta live righteously. Yeah, we'll see who is real and who will peer out. Cause of fear, cause of doubt. Who will hear and believe our report. Time to resort back to the sword. Yeah, the mighty one through the sun. Fight a run. We gon' fight if it is real. Ephesians 6 and 12. Yeah, we battle where the evil dwell. Hell is just a grace. So yeah, you know we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who shall we feel? Come on. Cause salvation is near, even though it's a war going on. Gotta keep marching on. This is for my pills. He that has the ear, hear. It's time to go home.
For real. Yahweh chose us from the bottom.
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our history class. Tonight we are in the law books and we are in Deuteronomy chapter 14. But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? All right then. Go ahead and get started. This is Deuteronomy 14, verse 1. You are the children of Yahweh, your Elohim. You shall not cut yourself nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim. And Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. These are the beasts which you shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pygarg, and the wild ox, and the chamois, and every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and chew the cud among the beasts that you shall eat. Now, what's the common denominator of all these beasts that we can eat? What they all do the same thing that makes us allow us to eat these beasts. They eat grass, right? So they chew the cud quick, right? So these are clean to us. Now let's see what's not clean to us. Deuteronomy 14, verse 7. And nevertheless, these shall you not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney, for they chew the cud and divide not the hoof. Therefore, they are unclean unto you. Now, that word hare is a translated word. That's not the right word for that particular animal, because a hare is normally seen as a rabbit, and a rabbit does not have hoofs. And so that's again, that word hare does not belong there. It's an animal. It's a rock animal, but it's not a hare. Deuteronomy 14, verse 8. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud. It is unclean unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. Now again, we're talking about the pig here, and if you remember, when our father was slave, that was about all they had to eat. Yeah.
I just realized recently they had a bush that had boar's hair in it. And that comes from the carcass of the dead swine, you know what I mean? So, I wasn't supposed to be using it. We used to put much there. I shouldn't have used it. We realized that recently it just don't pop in that boar's hair come from a dead animal, dead pig, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
that type of bush.
that's a brand name though. Boar's head.
Boar's hair. The
Oh,
bush.
bull's hair.
Like
High brush.
100% boar's hair.
Uh huh.
And I realized we're not supposed to use that type of word.
Yeah, I think I made that mistake once myself. I didn't realize what I had until I got it home and looked at it. That's a pig. It's a pig head. Yeah, so I threw it out. I think I got something else, some other kind of brush. But yeah, I threw that thing out, man. So we don't know until Yahweh reveal it to us. Say, yeah, you're not supposed to have that. Because we living in a land that make this off of money. And they'll do anything it takes to make money. Whether it goes against Yahweh's law or not. Yeah, but that's something we have to be careful of, seeing it's who we are. Because they real slick. They'll slip something in on you. You don't, maybe an innocent word, but it reflects something unclean. So we got to be careful of these people and their products that we consume. Uh, Deuteronomy 14, verse 8. I read that. Verse 9. Deuteronomy 14, verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales shall you eat. And whatsoever have not fins and scales you may not eat. It is unclean unto you. Now again, it's cut and dry, simple. Don't eat anything that doesn't have fins and scales. Now people love eating catfish, shrimp, oyster, clams, lobster. They consider that a delicacy, but it's unclean unto us. For some reason, eating pork doesn't seem to bother white people, but they bother black people. That in itself should let black people know that we're not the same people. They don't know they're going against the law, but then again, that's all they had to eat because they couldn't afford anything else. And so they made a delicacy out of chitlins and hog maws and pork chops, pig ears. I love them pig ears, bro.
Colt 45. My family, Well, I travel in the country, like, when I family unit, that's why I went, but I stopped going, because they barbecue a hog before the family unit, it's something they've been doing forever, you know what I mean? And when they finished that, they put chicken on the same grill that they had, so, so everything for them. But, they not finna, it's hard to get to understand that, because, from slavery day, like,
Yeah,
well, from a pig, we wouldn't be here, you know what I mean? And you could agree that if it wasn't for the hog, we wouldn't have nothing to eat, you know what I mean?
yeah,
They would give us nothing but scraps from the hog, you know what I mean, or let the hog, you know what I mean? So that's all we had to eat with. Now, you can eat other things, you just can't explain to them, like y'all go vegetables, y'all got big gardens, you know what I mean? Y'all out there out in the country, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
there you can't get them like, the eating hog, we survived the hog, about Essex ate hog, they was all right, they lived a long time, but y'all ain't got the same health they got. I mean,
yeah. Well, when time to slaughter that hog, it's a big day for everybody. So all the people around town come around after where they done killed the hog and cut them up and cooking everything on it. Right. So it was. I think they still got it going on down there in the country.
my family do it every year for me. Matter of fact, they can do it this weekend. Coming up, it's Friday, all night Saturday night, they be cooking the hog, sitting there drinking while they cook the hog cook, and then we have family reunion Sunday
That's the best time of their life, bro.
every year. Okay.
They can't stop doing it, man. It's become a tradition. So, and that's what make them come together as a people because they like the same thing. They like their hog. So people like you and I, we can't go down there. Yeah. So let them go and do what they got to do, bro. Because y'all pulled us away from that. Yeah. Pull me away from them pig feet. The pig feet being the beer stove, bro. Y'all remember the jaws? uh, Deuteronomy 14, verse 11. Of all clean birds you shall eat, but these are they which you shall not eat. Now, let me stop here. Now, what birds can we eat?
Chicken,
Chicken,
quail,
quail,
Turkey.
huh?
Turkey.
Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
What about pigeons?
Nah,
we can, but
that's a
I
turtle.
mean, they're clean animals used to sacrifice.
That's a turtle.
Turtle dove, can you eat them?
can
Be clean, yeah, you can eat.
Yeah, they're a sacrificial animal.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, man. He didn't have that. He really didn't have nothing to offer. He could offer.
Well, I think I mentioned this before. Our father used to have uh, bird, pigeon cages.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be thousands of them in a big old pit. And the pigeon would go down, fly into their little cages. I won't call it a cage, but the holes in the wall. And they would always have, if they needed a sacrifice, they could always go to that pit, pull them out a bird out of there, and they'll go ahead and offer that bird, that pigeon. Now they also ate sparrows. So they were small birds, but nevertheless they could eat them because they're clean birds. So that's something we don't really notice about what our father's diet was when it comes to that type of thing. But yeah, they ate a whole lot of different kinds of birds.
it's a sparrow.
Huh?
It's a sparrow.
That's a what?
Sparrow.
Felon?
Sparrow.
Ferret?
No, sparrow.
A sparrow? Oh, that's a little small bird. Sometimes they're white. Yeah. They sometimes they go come together in flocks. So it's a real small bird. Yeah. I imagine you can eat them like popcorn. I don't know. I never had one. I think the sparrow, let me see here. Hold on a second. Yeah. I think they mentioned that in the book of Proverbs. Let me see here. Um no, they don't mention sparrow, but they do mention something here in Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 17. It says, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. So that's how they would catch them bird with them nets. In verse 17, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 17. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how Christian, there's a gospel song about it.
What now?
There's a gospel song about that. Keep an eye on the sparrow.
Oh, keep your eye on the sparrow.
I'm trying to figure out where the spiritual meaning.
I don't know, man. I don't think it had anything to do with anything in the Bible, though. Let's continue. In verse 12, Deuteronomy 14, verse 12. For these are days of which you shall not eat the eagle and the ostrich and the osprey or ostrich and the osprey are vultures, and the glede and the kite and the vulture after his kind, the glede and the kite, breed of hawk, and every raven after his kind, and the owl and the night hawk and the cuckoo, that is a seagull, and the hawk after his kind, the little owl and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and a lapwing. A cormorant is a pelican, and a lapwing is a shorebird. So again, they're using old words that we don't use anymore, so we have to look some of these words up to see exactly how they're used today. So we know not to eat these types of birds. Our father knew not to eat those types of birds either. So again, the birds that could eat, like you say, quail, chicken, uh, clean birds. Uh, I don't think they had guinea hens back in the day, but I looked up whether they ate duck. And I said, did they even have ducks back in them days? And Google said, yeah. And they also said, yeah, they ate ducks. Our father ate ducks. I don't accept that.
That's not clean, no.
Because I've seen a duck eat a mouse.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm not going to go along with that program. Is my Facebook page up?
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I think I got a dark screen here. It look like little chips on it. Do I need to refresh?
So,
Did anybody complain about they couldn't see our Sabbath service on YouTube this past Shabbat?
not that I know of.
Okay, so I just have one person said that we didn't have our Sabbath service up on YouTube. Usually it's a whole bunch of them that complain, but I didn't get but one complaint that we went up. So I imagine it must have been on their end.
Right, and that was on the Sabbath day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are we back? Okay. All right. All right. Let's continue. Like I said, I saw that Google when you Google it, you can eat the duck and the swan. But these, you can't do that. We just got a word here that says swan, so you can't eat that. So that's what Google said. I'm pretty sure where they got it from was from Esau, because he'll go back and justify certain food that we shouldn't eat. Now let's continue. Deuteronomy 14, verse 19. And every creeping thing that flieth is unclean unto you, they shall not be eaten. But of all clean fowls you may eat. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest set it unto an alien, For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. Now, I don't know what that was all about. Maybe it's something they were doing back in them days, boiling
Hmm.
a kid in mother's milk. It must have been some type of delicacy or something. Because I don't see, I don't see why they would do something like that. So again, we're looking at the way our Father treated the stranger. That if anything died of us, except we can't eat it, but we give it to the stranger or we
Hmm.
sell it to an alien. So that shows how much respect Yahweh have for the stranger. Verse 22, Deuteronomy 4.
Clean them, but
Yeah,
not unclean.
no, we don't, no, no unclean animal. We don't sell those. Um, we ain't even supposed to touch a pig. So you wouldn't find any pigs among our people, but that's not necessarily the same as when we go up into the Gospels, when you see pig herders. They weren't necessarily in the city or in the land, but nevertheless, that was part of the Mashiach's ministry to those people that herded pigs. So pigs serve a purpose other than eating. They would root up the ground
That way,
so
yeah.
that you can plant your seed there. The pigs were very valuable, as you can tell when those legion jumped into that herd of swine. They ran off a cliff, which means that even though the pig is an abomination, that the unclean spirit was more of an abomination than the pig. They
Oh,
couldn't stand it, so they killed themselves. But that made the people of the town angry because they just messed up our money.
we just sought him to get out of my coast and
Yeah, get out of here,
get
man.
out of
We can't make no money now because of you.
Eat snakes still.
Huh?
They eat snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't poison them, right? So they can eat snakes and everything. Snake can bite them, won't bother. They don't. I don't think they have any sweat
They
glands.
don't have no veins.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, they're a nasty animal. And I remember I used to throw rocks at my grandfather's pig. He had a pig pen. I throw rocks at him. I said, "Y'all some nasty animals."
Smell too.
Then yeah, and then
Think.
and then my grandfather went to my mother, said, "Tell the boy quit throwing rocks at my pigs." uh, Deuteronomy 14, verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. Now look at the connection here. In keeping the law, it allows the ground to be fertile. And thou shalt eat before Yahweh thy Elohim in the place which he shall choose to place his name there, the tithe of the grain, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds, and of thy flocks, that thou may learn to fear Yahweh thy Elohim always. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose to set his name there, when Yahweh thy Elohim have blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose, and thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth, and thou shalt eat there before Yahweh thy Elohim, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. So we understand when you bring in your tithe, you're supposed to eat the tithe there with the priests, with the Levites. But I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of it. Because if you bring it in tithes, that's a lot of food, a lot of animals. We're talking about a tenth. So if you got 100 cattle, then you can have to bring in 10 of them to the Levites. Where you gonna keep all that stuff? So I guess you have to wait and get there and see for yourself. I think it's well worth waiting on because I'm very curious about that. How did y'all work that thing out with everybody sit around at the same time? For instance, they the altar burnt offering had to continually burning all day and all night. So that means somebody had to be at that altar to offer up the blood and the fat of the animal uh, all day and all night. So they had to work in shifts. I'm looking at it like that because after a few hours, yeah, you need a break because what's been happening is that you take that animal, you skinning it, and you gut it, pull all the guts out, whatever you're going to offer up to Yahweh, you give it put that on the altar. But I'm looking at the sacrificial animal, like the ram, the lamb, and the ox, the bullock. Now I know the bullocks ain't one big as they are today here in America, but they were nice sized animals. If they could put a yoke around the bullock and he plow up a field, then yeah, that's a nice sized animal. But they still, if it's offered up to Yahweh, they got to skin that animal, cut the fat off of it, cut the guts out of it, and then got to boil that animal. Now I don't know how long that would take, but when you're standing in line with a whole bunch of folk with a lot of animals, you got to wonder how did they make that work? Because you got to eat and you got to heat it and you got to eat it right then and that day with the peace offerings. Yeah, you can't leave enough for it on the third day. You got to throw it away. Yeah, so we understand how you're supposed to eat these offerings. But I'm looking at all these people got to show up at the same time. Uh, People with sin offerings, and then you got the holy day offerings. Then you got the daily sacrifice that the priests have to sacrifice every day in the morning and the evening. So yeah, that would be interesting to see being done.
In the holidays, the priests, they really can't eat.
Yeah,
It's like eating them.
yeah, well, yeah, they and it's for them. Now, Aaron didn't have but two boys after Nadab and Abihu died, so they had to eat all those animals that they brought in to sacrifice. Uh, but as time went on, by the time you get to King Dawid, you got a whole bunch of Levites and a whole bunch of priests, so that now you can break them down into actual shifts per year. Two priests, the stages of the priesthood where you get two priests to minister once a year to take up the rotation of all the priests that they had back in them days. So you had the sons of Aaron and the sons of Ithamar. That was happening when you go up in Luke chapter 1, you got Zechariah of the uh, stage of Abiah. Uh, so that was during his time. That's when the angel Gabriel showed up and told him he's going to have a son. But again, it showed that David had set that thing up so it'll be more order to it and more organized. So it wouldn't, because all these priests and all these Levites, what you going to do with them? We're talking about thousands into one place. And like I said, that altar burnt offering, where'd they get the wood?
Yeah.
Because after all this time, I'm pretty sure there wasn't too many woods left after they got through.
Well, when it come to eating, you got Walt, Levi, no, Benaiah.
Well, did Levi eat a lot?
No, not Walt, Benaiah, and D4.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about D4, man. D4, he kind of a
D4,
stealth eater.
D4 can kill it.
You kind of plate full of food, turn your head and gone.
I know I can eat it. Man,
Yeah, yeah, but we got some eaters around here, man.
they
I'll
probably
give you that, huh?
They probably Levites.
That might be what it is. Y'all might be Levites. And Zach, you might be a Levite, bro.
I don't know about Zach.
You, because you eat a lot.
Zach just eat fruit.
No.
You like Zach kind of sneaky,
Yeah.
He's a little on the sneaky side. You don't see him eating a lot.
Well, our father did eat a lot, but they weren't that big. When they look at the measurements of our father might have been your size, bro, bless. You less than 6 feet, right?
6 foot,
You 6 foot straight up?
6'4"
Really? You don't look 6 foot. I guess I'm wrong. I need new glasses because everybody in here over 6 feet tall.
I'm right at 6 foot.
Right. Sean, how tall are you, man?
6'1".
See, Yeah, well, we wouldn't fit back in these days, bro. Had to bend over to get in the door.
Well, back in the day, when I was coming up, somebody like Zach, Elder, y'all in the room, y'all over 6 foot tall, people look at you. Don't nobody look at them folks no more.
Right.
Damn women now 6'3".
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
man.
make no sense. Where did all this come
I
from?
think Brittany Griner 6'9", ain't she?
Somewhere longer now.
We was in the grocery store yesterday. That girl was standing next to me. She was looking me out on. She had to be
Wow.
6'5".
Yeah, that's a new generation, bro. These women, yeah, they. I'm looking at Johanna, little girl. They gonna be all of them gonna be taller than him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But who's gonna marry a 6'5" woman? You got to get up on the ladder just to kiss.
I know, but that don't mean the men ain't gonna be taller than
Yeah, I
6'5",
know.
Steve.
I know. I'm just talking. You remember that time you said, saw that woman? I told you about that woman who used to dunk a basketball,
Uh-huh.
WNBA.
Yeah.
You say ain't nobody gonna fool with her.
Now, well, yeah, that you got to draw the line. So,
She'd take her husband to the hoop.
yeah, he ain't gonna give her no trouble.
That's kind of scary to see a woman do something like that.
Well, I mean, he get the impression when he shake her hand. Hand big as her. Her hand big as his. Uh, let's see here. Verse Deuteronomy 14, verse 27. And the Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he had no part nor inheritance with thee. At the end of 3 years thou shalt bring forth all the tithe of thine increase the same year, and shall lay it up within thy gates. And the Levite, because he had no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that Yahweh thy Elohim may bless thee in all the work of thine hand, which thou doest. So again, look at you showing love toward the Levite and the stranger and the widow, and showing that love to them. Yahweh gonna bless you for that. Uh, Deuteronomy 15, verse 1. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth aught unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called Yahweh's release. Do this every 7 years so your credit can start clean at the end of that 7 years. Can you do that here in America?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Who?
Bankrupt
Oh, bankruptcy. That's what they call it.
stuff off credit for it.
So after 7 years, you can go back charging stuff.
Actually, so now you file bankruptcy, so you can start your credit. They'll start sending you credit cards and stuff like they know you can't go back and file.
So when you file bankruptcy, that means the creditors can't come at your assets, can they? Yeah.
But they changed it up. You got to qualify for bankruptcy.
Oh yeah.
So versus a 7 or chapter 7 or 13. 13 they make payment ranges. Chapter 7 it's like everything.
White folks been using that chapter 7. We just found out about it.
That's why they changed the rules.
Yeah. That's why they changed it. Yo.
And white person can go bankrupt, and the next day they can go back and get credit. Black person can't do that. They got it 7 years. They can get credit.
Yeah, my white folks got a way of getting around stuff.
Well, these are our laws. So I think our laws are more fairer than white folk laws. Because you can start over every 7 years. Yeah. Verse 3, Deuteronomy 15, verse 3, of a foreigner thou mayest exact it again, but that which is in thine, that which is thine with thy brother thine hand shall release, save when there shall be no poor among you, for Yahweh shall greatly bless thee in a land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it. Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to observe to do all these commandments which I command thee this day, for Yahweh thy Elohim blesses thee as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need, and that which he wanted. They say this has been nailed to the cross.
No.
Shalom. So you telling me that we don't have to open up our hand wide to our poor brother? Because they say the law been nailed to the cross. This is the law. This is going by what white folks say.
When you look at it, they say he can get a job. He just out here begging.
Yeah.
That's the attitude they got, especially them brothers on the edge of the expressway. You can see them. They're in wheelchairs and everything. They're not trying to run no game with nobody.
Yeah, I know.
And you
That.
see
Some
people
of
right.
them wheelchairs can walk.
Hmm?
Some of the folks in wheelchairs can walk.
Yeah, but most of the time they quit. I don't think they're going through all them changes. Hey, you know, you might be right. I never thought of it.
I can do a lot of go get them wheelchairs and go down there just so they can get one. You know, I spoke to that and I said, you start walking in front of the wheelchairs and get them off the real. You know, someone play games with wheelchairs.
Yeah, you got that out there. I went out.
Yeah, you got no hustlers out there, man. So what are you gonna do? What you have to do is keep an eye on them because they come in the same spot all the time. Just watch them, see what they do when they leave.
Victory will still walk one day.
Oh.
Push that wheelchair.
You caught one?
Saw a bunch of them pushing their wheelchair.
That's slick. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I missed what y'all, I haven't, what y'all talking about?
Huh?
Homeless people?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
Homeless people.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video? The guy was laying in front of the business and the lady gave him $100. And she got suspicious. He got up and went to his charger. He had a charger parked around back. And went somewhere else and she followed him and called his brother. The brother came and beat his butt and took the $100 back. Then beat him up some in the lap.
Well, you better be more careful. Yeah. Let's see here. Verse Deuteronomy 15, verse 7. If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother, but thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need, and that which he wanted. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand. And thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou give him naught, and he cry unto Yahweh against thee, and it be sin unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing, Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land. Now, one thing I did notice in what we're reading here is that our fathers had gates at their houses. We don't have gates, we got apartments. So we don't know what that's like, how big were the gates, were it tall or short, or what that was all about, but we got a different style of housing back in these days. So it's always mentioning gates. So we had to have gates. And I imagine if we had gates, then we had to have someone there to mind the gates. A servant, yeah.
Right here, we said right there in verse in verse 11, then it says, in thy land. You know, I know we're supposed to help our poor brothers over here, but, you know, it's so many of our brothers that are poor over here. You know what I mean? It's just kind of hard to open your hand wide to all the poor because there's so many poor people. You see what I'm saying? And if I hear that verse that in our land, we're not in our land, we're in America, you know what I mean? And there is so many of us that's poor over here. So it's hard to open your hand wide to all our poor brethren. You know what I mean? It's just so hard because why be at it's so many like it's a lot of poor people.
Well, at the time that this law was given, we weren't in the land either.
You know,
But
but what's so many? But
that's neither here nor
they didn't
there.
have a lot of poor either at the time. You know?
Well, yeah, when you consider how much gold and silver they came
Right.
out of Egypt with, yeah, they weren't quite broken. Plus, you look at when they destroyed the Midianites, they took all the cattle and all the beasts of that they can eat, and then they took the women as their slaves. So they, when they got into the land, they weren't broke. They had money in their pocket, right? So, but here, yeah, we do the best we can,
That's all we do.
uh, considering the situation that we're in. You got con artists out there, but you got some real people out there that's having a hard time.
And
So
even with the real people having a hard time, there's so many of them. I mean,
I know,
it's just
I
so many.
know. Well, yeah, we got over 1 million people here. Yeah, so but all of them poor. So I see your point in that it's so many people we can't help them all, but we do the best we can with what we got. That's about all we can do, man. Because we're looking at 20 to 40 million of us in this country alone,
Mm-hmm.
and many of them are now beginning to get poor. Them sisters losing them jobs, and they ain't got nowhere to live. They ain't got no income coming in, so they that's added to the poor. And so, what you gonna do with all that? Your money can only go so far. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I heard brother said I was at the barber shop the other day. He said 300,000 sisters are scheduled to be laid off.
That's a lot of women. Is that
300.
is that around the country?
Yeah, that's still a lot of people. But yeah, you mentioned something about apartments. We didn't fool stuff like that. People living on top of each other and next to each other. That was illegal, wasn't
Right,
it?
but because our roofs are flat,
Right.
these roofs over here in America are pyramid shape.
Mm-hmm.
So but you got to look for that too. When you build your house, the top of your house is gonna be flat with a battlement around it, so you won't trip off, fall off. So that's where the house is gonna be constructed.
But sharing a wall with people and stuff like that, we get in land, that's gonna be a no-no. All that stuff that you saw those condominiums and stuff like that, we're gonna tear them things down, right?
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see because there's gonna be a lot of people coming out of that wilderness, and he's already got them apartments built
Yeah,
up
I
in
know.
there.
For us, right?
Well, he living in them now,
Yeah, but I'm saying, I
but
get,
yeah, he got to come out of.
yeah, got to come out of.
Trying to come up with a way for the water to drain off, but the reason for the lot of pyramid was, I don't think it's necessarily because of the pyramid for Egypt, but I think it's because of the water drain off. So you wouldn't get holes and water coming into the house. It's a lot easier for the water to drain off. And so we gotta come up with a system, I guess, for when that flat roof to get the water to drain off.
That's something you might have to figure out, man, to get the water to come into your house like you got here. Because they didn't have it like that back in these days. They had wells, and they drop that bucket, pull up that water in the well like they used to do back in the day. And they would, if they want to take a bath, they heat that water up in a tub and you take a bath. But they mainly drink well water. But the main drink of our fathers was wine
Mm-hmm.
and strong drink because the water they couldn't keep the water clean. When you got a well, a dead animal will fall in that bad boy. So that's why when Yaakov, no, no, when Yaakov ran into Rachel,
Mm-hmm.
he pulled the top of that well off by himself,
Mm-hmm.
right? So but they had a covering over it to keep dead animals from falling in there, and any kind of animal from crawling in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they had the same issue. So they drink a lot of wine and they drink a lot of strong drink. Yeah. Now they say that we ain't supposed to drink wine. That's why. it's still a kosher drink. It's still a holy drink. You can drink wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else you gonna drink? Because I'm looking at Yahweh. When we get into the land, you're not gonna find any clean water there. When Trump and Pence went over there, Trump wouldn't even drink the water that they gave him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably the same way. It's even worse now because those people have defiled the land, and the land haven't responded to them being there. That land's supposed to be like the Garden of Eden, but it's not. It's made worse, and then it's at war all the time.
So while we clean the land, we're gonna be lit.
Yeah, we'll be. By the time we get the land settled and clean, yeah, that there won't be any warfare. Everything will be tamed. He defeated all the armies, and destroyed that one world order, and captured the beast and the false prophet. Yeah, so it'll be peace at last, and you'll be on the top, and everybody else will be on the bottom.
So what the kids don't drink, there ain't gonna be no water. They can't be sitting around drinking wine.
What now?
Kids, they can't be drinking wine.
The king,
Kids.
kids?
Yeah.
Why not? The kids in the children in Italy, they drink wine all the time. So I mean, I doubt it's the kind of strong wine that you're thinking about, right? Because they be staggering off that in the street, uh, running over people with the tricycle. But no, it's gonna be. I imagine they had different strengths of wine back in them days, depending on the fermentation process, how long they had it sitting up, like they do now. Um, so yeah, the children drink wine. What else are gonna drink?
I remember little babies back when I was little, 5, 6 years old, little kids started crying. I remember the women used to put beer in their bottle. And they drank that beer and go to sleep. You remember that?
No, but
Yeah.
I do remember my
You remember
cousin.
that? Well,
My cousin, she'd have a long day at work, coming home, them children fired up. So she take a bottle of gin, give them a teaspoonful,
okay. All right.
and they knock them right on out
Mm-hmm.
because she too tired. And the children ain't got to the they're just on first base. They want to keep on running. Let's continue. Uh, Deuteronomy 15, verse 12. And if thy brother, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of that wherewith Yahweh thy Elohim hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt, and Yahweh thy Elohim redeemed thee. Therefore I command this thing today. And it shall be, if he say unto thee, I will not go away from thee, because he loveth thee, and thine house, because he is well with thee, then thou shalt take an awl, and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy maidservant thou shalt do likewise. It shall not seem hard unto thee when thou sendest him away free from thee, for he hath been worth a double hired servant to thee, and served thee 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in all that thou doest. All the firstling males that come of the herd and of the flock thou shalt sanctify unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Thou shalt do no work with the firstling of thy bullock, nor shear the firstling of thy sheep. Thou shalt eat it before Yahweh thy Elohim year by year in the place which Yahweh shall choose, thou and thy household. And if there be any blemish therein, as if it be lame or blind or have any ill blemish, thou shalt not sacrifice it unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Thou shalt eat it within thy gates. The unclean and the clean person shall eat it alike, as the roebuck and as the hart. Only thou shalt not eat the blood thereof. thou shalt pour it upon the ground as water. So what's wrong with these laws? Seem
Nothing.
kind of fair to me. Don't look like you would have anybody starving to death. Don't look like you would have anybody standing on the corner begging for money because you just come up into your gate. You have some money waiting on it. Yeah. So I want to see that looks. I mean, gates. We ain't used to gates in front of our house. I'm used to mailbox. Ain't used to no gates. Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto Yahweh thy Elohim. For in the month of Abib, Yahweh thy Elohim brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yahweh thy Elohim of the flood and the herd in the place which Yahweh shall choose to place his name there. What? What did he say?
On the flock, the flock. Let's see if flood.
I say flood?
Yeah.
That was that other elk. That wasn't me, right? he got away that quick. Let me read that again. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto Yahweh thy Elohim of the flock and the herd in the place which Yahweh shall choose to place his name there. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction, for thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. Now, they came out of Egypt on the 15th day of the first month, right? How is it that you got, like y'all told me this past weekend, that you got some brother say the 15th day of the month is the new month? So how is that possible? You can't have both of them. It's because that 15th day was a feast of unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the feast of unleavened bread is celebrated on the 15th day. How can that be the first day of the month?
But they look at it as they 15th day is 2 weeks behind the new moon, that's their first day. So their 15th day is the dark moon, so they're celebrating the new moon.
Okay, so they got a thing backwards.
It's just
So
2 weeks, it's 2 weeks off. Like we start our first day on the dark moon, they start their first day on the full moon.
on the
So
full
the
moon,
15th
then
day
15 days
comes
later, that's a new month. I mean, 15th day.
yeah, so it falls. So our 15th, our feast week better fall on the full moon. Theirs fall on the dark. You know, well,
Hey,
the calendar just
huh?
Different calendar.
Yeah, yeah, they go using that calendar.
it's 2 weeks after ours. All they holidays fall 2 weeks after ours.
But on that day, that was a full moon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they said now that that's the first of the month.
I can't prove that. Y'all would have to have that full moon. He bringing out all our people out of that.
Yeah, and plus, if they say that the dark moon is the 15th day of the year, well, how did the children of Israel find a way out of Egypt?
Big whole lot of things.
I mean, there had to be a full moon out that night
Mm-hmm.
for them to go look, see where they were going.
They're talking about 1.6 million people.
Huh?
1.6 million people.
Yeah.
Wasn't the angels leading them? So when it was dark, they would give them lights, they could see where they were going.
Yeah, but that didn't come until after they came out of Egypt. I mean, when they came out of Egypt, the pillar of fire, pillar of cloud hadn't manifested itself yet until they all came out. Right.
The moon was a lot brighter over there too, right?
Huh?
The moon was a lot brighter over there too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the moon was a lot brighter. So that was it didn't manifest itself until everybody was out of Egypt. That's when they showed up. Right.
And Mel said something about the moon over there in that Middle East.
Yeah, in Kuwait.
Yeah, he said it's astounding to look at it.
Yeah,
Places over
it
here.
looks like it's sitting on the ground. It's so big.
Like you would reach up and touch.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Now that would be a sight to see, because we ain't never been that close to the moon before. But That's where everything happens at in the east. Sun rises up, and then it makes its circuit. Then the moon comes up right behind it. Yeah, so when you see that moon coming up, that's gonna be a sight to see.
Could they
Because
see
we
the,
used to see the moon way up in the sky. So what?
could they see the man on the moon then?
Yeah, good point.
See, I would crack that joke out in the wilderness if I were you.
Hey, NASA, we don't see him. We don't see him for a minute. NASA got him though. So what do you say? Trying to bust our game up.
You want to know uppity Hebrews, man. Let's continue. Deuteronomy 16, verse 4.
Yeah.
And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coasts 7 days. Neither shall there anything of the flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at even remain all night unto the morning. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee. But at the place which Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. And thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose, and thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly to Yahweh thy Elohim. Thou shalt do no work therein. So that's order. That's orchestration. That is something that we can do that's not too hard to do. Except for the animals. We don't have any animals. Nevertheless, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have any animals. So the time for Passover, the piece of unleavened bread, you're going to have to require the animals. Yeah. You're not herdsmen, but you learn. Yeah. Deuteronomy 16, verse 9. 7 weeks shall thou number unto thee. Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the grain. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto Yahweh thy Elohim with a tribute of a freewill offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto Yahweh thy Elohim, according as Yahweh thy Elohim hath blessed thee. And thou shalt rejoice before Yahweh thy Elohim, thou and thy son and thy daughter, and thy maidservant, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you in the place which Yahweh thy Elohim have chosen to place his name there. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. That's a lot of folk coming with you. You got your wife, you got your son, you got your daughter, you got the manservant, like the maidservant, and the Levite, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow. That's a crowd right there, man. So you can imagine all of them coming in with that crowd. I'm still wondering how did they do that? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's a finite space. Because, for instance, that when they were out there in the wilderness, they had the tabernacle, but they had the Levites surrounded the tabernacle, so don't nobody come nowhere near it. But in the tabernacle, you still had the gates of the tabernacle where they would bring the offering, offer up to Yahweh, whatever offering it was, whether paying a vow or keeping these holy days. They would take that offering and bring it to the door of the gate of the tabernacle, and the priest would take it on from there and cut them, get that blood out of them, so spring around the altar, and take them in there and skin them and do all those things they're supposed to do before they offer up the fat of the sacrifice. And then they got to boil the meat. So that probably would take a while. So I guess you got to be there to see it yourself. Yeah. But we can read about it and we can follow along with what they're doing. Okay, I see that right there in the book. Yeah, they had it right there. I see what you're doing. uh, Deuteronomy 16, verse 13. Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy grain and thy wine. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto Yahweh thy Elohim in the place which Yahweh shall choose, because Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all the works of thine hand, therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. Now, it says when Yahweh put his name there. What was the first place that Yahweh put his name?
Tablets.
Huh? Yahweh put his name in actually 3 places until he
think
settled on Jerusalem.
Was Shiloh?
Shiloh.
Yeah.
Shiloh was the first place.
And Gilgal was one of them too.
Gilgal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the first place that he put his name there. But Eli and his boys was the priests at the time. So Yahweh had the place destroyed by the Philistines. Yeah. Deuteronomy 16, verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before Yahweh thy Elohim in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before Yahweh empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of Yahweh thy Elohim, which he hath given thee. So it's not about you going broke when you bring it in your blessing, because it's what Yahweh bless you with. We don't put no stipulations on your donation when you appear before Yahweh. Whatever you can, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine too. Because we know sometimes we fall upon hard times. We just ain't got that to give. So we don't make no big deal out of it. Just thank Yahweh for what we have. But it's not that important to us as far as uh, putting a price on what you're supposed to give. It don't work that way. It's what Yahweh bless you with. If he bless you with $1, give $1. I'm fine with that. So these are beautiful laws, man. I mean, this is what we're reading here, and what we read previously is Israel at the time of perfection, when they were keeping the law and nobody was bothering them. So now you can see the perfection of the law, the sacrificial law, and all the rest of the laws that our fathers kept. That will be when times were perfect. But as we remember, when our father first went into the land, yeah, they started worshiping other gods just that quick. After Joshua died, and those people that followed after Joshua died, yeah, they forgot about Yahweh. So none of this could kick in because they started worshiping other gods. Time they got there. But look what they did in the wilderness when they made that cat, that golden cat. Hadn't been married for 4 months. And she committed adultery already. So, yeah, that's where we come from, bro. We're scratching at the head because you got Yahweh there and he's doing all these great miracles in front of you, and you still want to act a fool. We weren't there. All right, so we can't judge how they was acting because they had their own mindset, but we're reading about their mindset, so we know not to have their mindset when it's time to pull the trigger on this thing. Yeah, let's continue. Deuteronomy 16, verse 18. Judges and officers shall thou make thee in all thy gates, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a bribe, for a bribe does blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. That which is altogether just shalt thou follow, that thou mayest live and inherit the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee. Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any tree near unto the altar of Yahweh thy Elohim, which thou shalt make thee. Neither shalt thou set thee up any image which Yahweh thy Elohim hated. Deuteronomy 17, verse 1. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto Yahweh thy Elohim any bullock or sheep, wherein is blemish, or any evil favoredness, for that is an abomination unto Yahweh thy Elohim. If there be found among you within any of the gates, any of thy gates, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, man or woman, that have wrought wickedness in the sight of Yahweh thy Elohim, and transgressed his covenant, and have gone and served other gods, and worshiped them, even the sun or moon, or any of the hosts of heaven, which I have not commanded, and it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, and the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought in Israel, then thou shalt bring forth that man or that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, and even that man or that woman, and shall stone him with stones till they die. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death. The hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. Now it seemed kind of harsh. He stoned a man because he was worshiping an idol. But then when you think about it, who that idol represents?
Say,
So yeah, they deserve to die. Yeah, because it's not mentioned, but yeah, you worship anybody but Yahweh, you worship the devil. Yeah, because at the time that this law was given, Satan was still prince of this earth.
mm-hmm.
Right. So again, Yahweh letting us know not to deal with Satan, not in those exact words, but when you're dealing with idols and images, yeah, you're dealing with Satan. Uh, Deuteronomy 17, verse 8. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall show thee the sentence of judgment. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place, which Yahweh shall choose, shall show thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgments which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall show thee to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that will do presumptuously and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister there before Yahweh thy Elohim, or unto the judge, even that man shall die. And thou shalt put away the evil from Israel, and all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. So you got to look at that. We're going to be governing ourselves. We're going to have judges in our gates. We're going to have in our cities. We're going to have priests to adjudicate any issue, any case that come up between the people. And so you have to abide by whatever sentence they give you, else you're going to die. Now, that didn't always work out for our father. When we read the prophecies, yeah, there was a lot of them was on the tape, being bribed, man, giving unjust sentences, ripping off the stranger. So yeah, we learned that lesson. We see that lesson right now. So we can't do what our father they was loose and out of control, bro. And they refused to keep the commandments, and so here we are.
Mm.
Yeah, reading about it. Deuteronomy 17, verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt anywise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou may not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So we shouldn't be voting in this election anyway. These are not our people. Even African, not even our people. They getting tired of him. You don't know when to shut up. Deuteronomy 17, verse 16. So again, Facebook, YouTube, we're not supposed to have anybody. We're not supposed to be voting in these people's elections. Like we got a king named Yahshua HaMashiach, so we don't need to vote. All right.
Donald Trump is a stranger.
What now?
Donald Trump was a stranger.
Yeah, all of them.
We shouldn't have nothing to do with this Donald Trump.
Well, so was Biden, but that to stop black people.
Well, I'm saying we know they're strangers to us as Israel.
But they don't know.
No, they know what we do.
Yeah, we know.
So we should contend with what they're doing as far as this world is concerned.
Well, I don't know if anybody's doing that. You know about any Israelite doing that?
I don't know. So many of us. You got the fake ones and the real ones.
I doubt if anybody participating in these elections. Not if they know who they are.
Well, it's possible because of what we're reading about what our forefathers used to do. It's very possible they're doing it right now today.
This system of government isn't that old. I mean, I know it came out of the Greek Empire, it's democracy.
Right.
But back in these days when they had kings, they didn't have no voting.
No.
No, the kings was absolute ruler.
Yeah, because it comes from a bloodline. They try to keep it at the
Not necessarily, because you look at the northern tribes, it wasn't a sequential run of the kings because you got a king from some of the different tribes.
Yeah, okay.
Now with King David on down, they were the kings over Judah, him and his descendants. But with the northern tribes, yeah, they had different kings from different tribes ruling over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Only a couple good and the rest of them both what?
Huh?
Said only a couple was good.
Yeah, we're looking at
But wow.
well, you're looking at David, top of the line. Then you got Asa, he was all right for a while. And then you got Jehoshaphat, which really wasn't that bright. And you had Hezekiah, and then you had Josiah. So you had a few good kings over Judah, but no good kings over Israel. Yeah, all of them were wicked. Yeah, let's continue.
Yeah, getting with those kings, we got people up here in this camp. All they do is buy Trump, right? Well, Yahweh put Trump in office.
Yeah,
Now you pissed off with Yahweh. You
Yeah.
telling Yahweh you didn't know he didn't know what he was doing.
yeah,
But in the book of Daniel, he said, I set up kings and I take them down,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the thing of it is, it takes you just honor the king in the land where you be, as long as he didn't cause you no problem.
Right,
Pray for him,
right.
because he's a heathen anyway. Just pray for him. They don't do nothing stupid.
Well, the thing is, I suggested that here. Some people got upset with me.
Hmm.
So I'm not praying for Trump, but the Bible tells you to pray for the king.
Right?
But Trump is not a king.
Yes, he is. He's a ruler.
He's a temporary king.
Hmm.
All right.
He's king.
Look, it's not vote to get him in office. It's Yahweh put him in office.
Okay.
All right.
But not as
So
a king,
huh?
but not as a king as far as
Well,
the word
his
king.
title, we don't refer to him as a king,
Yes.
but his position is that of a king. All right. He has the power of a king, not total power, but he does. He's the head of the country.
Right.
He's the leader of the country. He's not the leader of nobody else's country.
Yeah, but this one.
This one.
So
Huh?
he's going to fall just like the rest of this country.
He's gonna fall just like the rest of this country.
He's gonna drown when they drown.
How do you know that?
How?
Yeah.
It's spoken of. Just the United States of America is going.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, but how you know he gonna fall?
He goes to go.
Huh?
If he dies, then he just missed what you found.
Well, how you know he's gonna die? Hold on, let me get my phone out and record this.
But keep in mind, like we say, Elder, the book says, blessed is he that blesses you and curses you. Trump did a lot of things for our people.
Yeah.
You got to keep that in mind. Elder said something I never thought about. He said, Yahweh may give Trump a kingdom within our kingdom. That make a whole lot of sense. He might be a great man once all these things cleared up. After tribulation period, I remember you saying that. He may give you Trump a kingdom.
Yeah.
Any Gentile that try to help our people.
Well, you read in Matthew 25 when he sits on the throne of his glory. You're gonna have the sheep on one side, goat on the other side, right? He's gonna treat the sheep. You're gonna give them city to rule over.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at Trump. Why? Because they visited our father when they were in jail, when they were sick, and when they were broke. So that qualified them to receive a kingdom of their own. So we talking about white folks here.
Yeah, right.
All right. And well, not anybody that running to us and help us, yeah, you're gonna be rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
That includes Trump, because I know you don't like him. What he do to you, man? What did he do to you? Did he break in your house?
Nothing for me.
Well, so Biden did something for you then, huh?
No.
Well, what president have given you something?
Wait.
Huh? Name one.
What's his name?
Who?
What's not
The president, what's his name?
the one before Nixon?
Biden?
No, Biden.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about.
We're talking about Lyndon Baines Johnson,
Go down, go back some more.
Kennedy.
One president.
Roosevelt?
No, not that far. What's his name? Tricky Dick. That's him.
Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon? He
Right.
was the one that brought the money back into play in this here snake world.
He brought the money from where?
He brought the money into play again because there wasn't no money. When he got his presidency, all right, there was plenty of money flowing.
Oh yeah. So where's that money at now?
Another president, no money. They didn't follow what he was doing.
So why do you hate Trump?
Why?
Yeah.
He hasn't, just like the rest of the presidents, he has not done a thing for me.
But what has he done that make you hate him?
Well, listen, I'm not going to use the word hate. Dislike would be more in the general aspects of it all. But I dislike.
I'm trying to figure out where's this hate coming from, or dislike from. Where's that coming from?
Trump did. He did it to the people that's got money. He ain't did it for one.
Well, he ain't gonna hang around y'all. Y'all ain't got no money.
Ain't got no money. I know he ain't gonna be around.
What's wrong with him hanging around with other billionaires?
Help poor people for what? No purpose in it.
There you go.
So what?
Purpose in
I
it.
tell you what,
Put it out and tell me there's no
when Trump was done,
My supreme, yeah, all right. He helps all, regardless of what your situation is.
Yeah, but you still haven't explained what he did to make you hate him so much.
I just said I dislike. I don't hate.
Well, what has he done for you to dislike
He
him?
ain't done nothing.
So that's why you dislike him, because he ain't done nothing.
Been looking for this to happen, and it has never happened.
So looking for what to happen?
For where I remember before was what? The poor, the mediocre, and the rich. Now there's only the rich and poor.
So Trump did that?
Well, he was part of the
Trump always been rich.
Yeah, but where did he get the money to be rich?
From a daddy?
from Papa.
Where did Pop get it?
From business.
From stealing.
See, you just making up stuff as you go. You ain't got a leg to stand on, man. Come on, folks. It's real, bro. Let me get blessed.
When we get in the kingdom, if Trump wants to make it, is it a way that we can like buy certain people so they come work for us so he can be a servant, help my business, like I can pay for Trump. Like if they somebody else got Trump to serve, I can like look, man, I'm gonna pay buy Trump from you so he can be my servant, so he can work my business. So he can have my business. He's a great businessman, like people like that. Can we like to buy them? Like we to barter. Like I take my money. Like I want to buy. I know Trump your servant. I'm gonna give you $1 million something. I can have Trump be my servant. So you can have my business.
Not right now.
I'm talking about in the kingdom. I'm saying we get in the kingdom.
Oh, in the kingdom?
If he blessed to make it to the kingdom.
Yeah, well, yeah, you might can do business, but see, the way Trump do business, we ain't gonna be doing it that way.
But he still got business skills that we can use.
I know, but the whole system gonna change, right? Because you got too many layers of businesses that overlap one another. But it's gonna be pretty straightforward when the kingdom is set up. Because what's our business law? Just balances and just weights. That's all the far you go with that. Right now, you add the fact that we can earn interest
Hmm.
on our money. So that's all the far it goes with that. So if you're a good businessman, besides that, Yahweh's want to make you rich. He give you the know-how to make big money, right? So uh, I don't have a problem with rich people.
I don't need.
Some have need trouble too.
Yeah, let the rich stay rich. I'm fine. I'm content with what I got.
Right.
I'm not anxious to get out there and win a lottery. Because then people be standing in line buying them tickets, man, trying to win the lottery. And when they win it, they lose it.
They don't know what to do with
They
it.
don't know what to do with it. And they got to move out of the neighborhood or them family members going to find it.
They gonna take it.
Say, hey, man, hey, man, hey, man, hey, man, I need $20, bro.
Yeah.
I need bus fare.
You know, El, I know you got to go home to class, but Baruch, he hate Trump with a passion, but he looked up something on Trump. Remember, I was telling you when Trump was the Don, a young man coming up in that real estate thing. Trump used to lend black people money. Baruch told me this, and they would come back with him with a check. He tear it up.
I know, man.
They don't show you all that. He's hang out with our people.
I mean, Al Sharpton, he used to give money to Al Sharpton,
Yeah.
man. Jesse Jackson,
Thug money.
huh?
Why would he give a thug money?
Because he
Al Sharpton.
Yeah, that's a thug.
So what? He still gave him money. That's my point. Now he's supposed to be a racist. Why is Al Sharpton calling him a racist now? And he gave him money.
Can't get no
He got his racist thing all wrong. He don't know how to be a good racist.
okay.
I tell you, man, my people, man, they take the cake, bro.
You said put not your trust in princes or in young man, didn't you?
What now?
The book, you said put not your trust in the princes or in man.
Right.
So,
Right. Well, I mean, that's with us, but black folk don't understand that because they think elections is our salvation.
Hmm.
If you just elect the right person, they're gonna be saved. Ain't happened yet.
No,
They thought they were electing Biden as the right person, but Biden wasn't even there.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, they just told him what to say. Tell me you're gonna get reparation. Tell them to get reparation. I'm gonna give y'all reparation. You can't tell the difference between me and Trump, you ain't black. What the hell kind of thing is that to say?
That's crazy.
Black folks just sit back and say, oh, okay. That was a racist thing to say, but black folk could move muscle. Then he called what's the brother name? Was it LL Cool J? Just had a birthday. Called him a boy. You don't know? Biden called him a boy. Black folk didn't blink an eye. Well, again, when you're dealing with plantation-minded people, Mask can say anything he wants. They can still vote for him. I bet you right now, they still waiting on the reparation.
Hmm.
Yeah. They're going to get the reparation come hell or high water. Yeah. Let's continue here. Deuteronomy 17, verse 16.
Hmm.
But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, nor to the end, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as Yahweh hath said unto you, you shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. It shall be with him, and it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahweh his Elohim, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. So what we have here, we look at our actual kings. Looks like David and Hezekiah and Josiah was the only one that found the book, knew what the book was saying. But what did the rest of them kings do? What did Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, do? He reigned over Judah for 50 years.
Look, one around nowhere was
Huh?
during Manasseh's time.
Manasseh, they had, man, there was blood all over Jerusalem with Manasseh on the throne, man. Worshiping, sacrificing the children, worshiping the host of heaven, doing everything against the book here. So you look at, you can't help but compare what black people do today. They don't do anything that the book say either. So I imagine Manasseh must have been like black people today. That's what a person does with like Manasseh. He sheds innocent blood. And that's what black people do today. Deuteronomy 18, verse 1. The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of Yahweh made by fire and his inheritance. Therefore shall they have no inheritance among the brethren, among their brethren. Yahweh is their inheritance, as he have said unto them. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, and they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the two cheeks and the maw. You understand what the maw is, right? The first fruit also of thy grain and of thy wine and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him. For Yahweh thy Elohim hath chosen him out of all the tribes to stand to minister in the name of Yahweh, him and his sons forever. And if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of all Israel, where he sojourned, and come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which Yahweh shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of Yahweh his Elohim, as all his brethren, the Levites, do, which stand there before Yahweh. They shall have like portions to eat, beside that which cometh of the sale of his patrimony. That is just property. That's all. I don't know why the translators use that word. They had what they call suburbs, which is pasture land. So that's probably what that was talking about. When thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, and thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahweh. Because of all these abominations, Yahweh that Elohim does drive them out from before thee. Now look at what he does. He forbid witchcraft, right? Necromancy, talking about these are real things that our father was getting off into. You look at what Paul calls that sorceress to be blind for 6 months, because she was kept talking about these would be the sons of Yahweh. It was him, Paul and Barnabas, and Paul struck her blind, and she couldn't see for about at least 6 months or a year.
Wow.
But these are people that were sorcerers. So when you're in sorcery, yeah, you with the devil, and that's what our fathers were doing even back in these days. They knew what sorcery. Well, look at when they came out of Egypt. When Moshe first went up to Pharaoh with that staff in his hand, he threw it on the ground. The staff became a serpent. The magicians of Egypt did the same thing. Now, how'd they do that? Satan. Yeah. Let's continue. Verse 13. Deuteronomy 18, verse 13, thou shalt be perfect with Yahweh thy Elohim. For of these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto the observers of times and unto diviners. But as for thee, Yahweh thy Elohim have not suffered thee to do. Yahweh thy Elohim will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him you shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of Yahweh thy Elohim in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahweh, my Elohim, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And Yahweh said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. Now, the Muslims say that was Muhammad he was talking about.
Yeah.
Then Louis Farrakhan said that was Elijah,
Mm.
Muhammad, that this is talking about. Well, you want to muscle in on our territory. This ain't got nothing to do with Islam. It's only about the church. He said in verse 15, he said, Yahweh that Elohim raised up unto thee a prophet from from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, and unto him you shall hearken. So that leave out everybody else. I'm sorry, they want to talk about white folk, we're talking about Muslims, we're talking about the Edomites. It's only talking about the children of Israel. And what was Moshe? He was a Levite. So he's going to be of his brethren, the children of Israel, that he's going to read that prophet going to be raised up. So we know who that prophet was, because when you look at all the prophecies and you see that our father was looking for that prophet. And then he finally made his appearance and was manifested to him, and then they killed him. Yeah, man.
Everybody in the Bible listen.
Everybody in the Bible is a what?
A Muslim, like they say.
A Muslim. Everybody in the Bible is a Muslim.
Muslim just means seek unto God, seek or something like that.
So Moshe was a Muslim. The 12 disciples. I mean the 12 apostles. They Muslims.
The word Muslim just means seek unto God, something like that.
What does being a Muslim? What does Muslim mean?
I think it means seek unto God or something like that. Something like that.
Peace unto God.
Seek unto God. Something like that.
Seek unto God.
Something like that. I don't know.
Hands off.
Huh?
One who submit himself.
Someone who submits himself to God.
Yeah, that's what being a Muslim means.
That means something.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that ain't what we call ourselves. That's the label y'all put on us. I'm sorry, we don't agree. I'm sorry, y'all want to take our book and rename the people in the book. Say instead of being Hebrews, they Muslims. You can't get away with that. Yeah, you got your Quran, you stay with your Quran.
Right.
Right? We got our book, we stay with our book, so our book ain't got nothing but about Islam in it whatsoever.
Quran tell them go to the book, but they don't do the book say them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, good.
but Christianity is a religion they made up. So the Arab one might make up their own religion too. So neither one of them got to do with anything in the Bible. So yeah, they fighting over our book.
What did Elijah Muhammad, what did he prophesy?
They never say.
Yasser Arafat, what did he prophesy?
I don't know, man.
Nothing.
No, well,
He said what? He said Jesus was a prophet, but Muhammad was the last prophet. What did he prophesy?
he didn't prophesy nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Now in the Hadith, they say he prophesied,
Yeah.
but the Hadith, they started turning against the Hadith and just staying with the Quran. And in the Quran, he said, "I'm not that kind of prophet that do miracles."
Okay.
All right, that's what Muhammad said. All right, but in the Hadith, they got him prophesying.
But these change everything in the Quran. Quran tell them to go to the Bible, but they go to the Hadith. And the Hadith don't do nothing to tell them to do different stuff the Quran is.
Yeah,
They face towards Mecca, but I'm the face towards Jerusalem.
yeah, yeah. I know, I know. But eventually they changed that to Mecca. Well, they made what they say Mecca, Medina, and Jerusalem, the three holy places of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just because you name it and claim it, that don't make it so. Because this book got to be fulfilled. So it's talking about you Muslims though, but it's in the first the third seal when John Rabbit opened up them seals. He saw a man on a red horse with a big sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Islam right there, buddy. Because y'all gonna take peace from the world. That's what that third seal said. And y'all, that's what y'all do. Y'all take peace from the earth. Y'all not interested in living in peace with nobody unless you enslave them or force them to become Muslims. That's where it is with Islam.
Mm-hmm.
They force you to become a Muslim. Yeah. Well, let's see how long that's gonna last. So first of all, won't be any Muslims in the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see what they say about that. Uh, Deuteronomy 18, verse 18. I will raise him up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. When you look at what the Mashiach would be saying, he's actually said what the Father told him to say. So, yeah, he fulfilled that part of the book. Deuteronomy 18, verse 20. But the prophets which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. If thou shalt say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yahweh have not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of Yahweh, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahweh have not spoken. But the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. So I look at Isaiah, which was a prolific prophet, talking about our time. Wrote it down thousands of years ago. So what did the people do with Isaiah if what he wrote down didn't come to pass during his time?
That's why they killed him.
This is what they did. Got to remember now, when Sennacherib came up against Hezekiah, he prayed unto Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
and Yahweh sent Isaiah back to Hezekiah to tell him Sennacherib not going to shoot one arrow.
That's right.
I'm going to have his own son kill him. Right. So that's prophecy in action right there. So even though he prophesied far off prophecies, that prophecy that he gave to Hezekiah, that actually came to pass in his time. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let me go ahead and wrap this up. Oh, I think I did. I'm gonna stop right here. Let me and open the floor for questions. Does anyone have any questions before we dismiss? Right. Let's see here. This is time fly. You having a good time. Oh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. 19. See, this would be 7:30. We got the tabernacles next month.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's does anyone have any questions before we dismiss? No questions? Okay. Right then, let's see what's on chat. Mm. I need some new glasses. Okay, I have Stephen Allen on YouTube. Brother Yosef been Israel. Then I got Eliyahu been Israel. Yosef Eliyahu is on Facebook, and Yosef is on YouTube. Uh, let's what you got?
One to Shelton on
Greta Medicine.
one to Shelton
Well, one to Shelton. Let me see here.
on YouTube.
One to Shelton.
The other YouTube I got Joe Good.
I don't have one to Shelton at all.
The one with Shelton, and you got Shechem Ben Israel.
So you don't have Yosef, Eliyahu. What about Little 95?
For yourself, I got Wonder Shelton, YouTube. Shechem Ben Israel.
You see, I don't, I don't think we got the same list here. I got Eliyahu. I got Little 95. Brother Yirmiyahu. Uh, Mother Hannah. Uh, Yirmiyahu. Let's see, when you boil cow's milk, it turns blood. You ain't supposed. We don't drink cow's milk back in those days. Our father drank goat milk.
Mhm.
Well, let me go ahead and do what I got. Okay. Shalom, Stephen Allen said chicken eats mouse and rats. Well, that means quails eat mouse and rats too. Well, our father ate quail. I believe this one of these people don't believe you're supposed to eat meat.
Probably.
Shalom, brother Yosef. Shalom, brother Eliyahu. Shalom, little 95. Veal. What is veal? That's part of the cow, ain't it? Yeah, we eat veal. It's beef, isn't it? What does it do? Does it clean the blood? Like what does it do? What does it do? There's certain parts of that animal that's supposed to go to Yahweh. I'll have to look that up. Huh?
It says meat, veal is meat of calves slaughtered between 3 to 14 weeks. So it's young. Yeah, it's a young.
That sounds like something that may go to Yahweh.
It's a young calf.
Oh, young calf? Yeah, I think that might go to Yahweh.
Male calves is very herbs.
It's a what?
Male calves is very herbs, considered as valuable for milk production.
I believe, yeah, that's part of that's what Yahweh require. All them organs in that calf, yeah, you got to burn them separately. Uh, Shalom, brother Yemen House says, stay for when you bought it too. Okay, Mother Hannah says sparrow can be found in Psalm 82 and 3 and 102 and 7. Thank you, Mother. Let me see here. Okay. Uh, that's not quite right. Psalm 82 and 3. It said, defend the poor and fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy. Um, that's not quite what that's saying, Mother. Let's see. She said also, Psalm 102 and 7. I watch, am at and am as a sparrow along from the top housetop. Yeah, I appreciate that, mother, but that's that's not quite what I'm looking for. I want to see him actually catch them and eat them. Shalom, Jeremy. When you boil cow milk, it turns blood. Yeah, I imagine so. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Clarence Marks and Sister Yolita. Shalom, shalom, Brother Adrian Davis. Shalom, Brother Hodiah Ben Israel. Shalom, Sister Malaka. Vanisha Sharada. Shalom, Sister Kendra Davis. Shalom, Mickey Anderson. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Did he send you that generator? Picture of that generator? Okay. Shalom, Different Mindset 2. Shalom, Lonely Red Wolf. Okay. Shalom, Ala Hayan Man Yasharala. Shalom, Julius Brown. Shalom, Jimmy O'Moore. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Shalom, Brother Gregor Rucker. Shalom, Elder Simeon. Shalom, Neil the P. Shalom, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Saul ben Israel, shalom. Yahweh song, shalom. Repentant Judah, shalom. Brother Benaiah, shalom. Shalom, Brother Ezra ben Israel. Oh, she meant 84 and 3. Yea, the sparrow had found a house and swallowed a nest for herself, where she may lay her young, even thine altars, O Yahweh of hosts, my King and my Elohim. Well, have we come across that law where he said you're not supposed to kill a dam when getting eggs?
Hmm.
We already read that? Okay.
No, we didn't. We
We hadn't
read
gotten
that.
that yet? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to read about that, Yahweh, with it next time we come together. This is a beautiful law. And, again, it's well worth studying and imagining what life would be like keeping this law. Because nobody else on earth keeps the law, but the law is still here. So there must be a reason for it to still be here. It must have been meant for somebody to keep it. So let's see here. I have Mother Hannah. That's the last one on YouTube. Oh, you got a whole new crowd, don't you?
Go here, that's the first one, and click on the second one, we got a new set of people. You go down here to this here, that's where you picked up. That's where you can end right here. And then you got a new, you start on this page and go from right here down to
One
this.
M. Shelton. What do? Click her name?
Nah, they just on YouTube.
Oh, that's all on YouTube.
Yeah, you can pick
Okay.
up both of the two YouTubes.
Okay. Sorry we missed your sister one M. Shelton. Shalom, Seekum in Israel. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Esther Yasharala. Shalom, Sister Naraya. Shalom, Kimberly Israel. Shalom, Brother Stephen Adams. Chicken, eat mouse, and rats. I think he just put that over here. Yeah, he all over the place, ain't he? Let's see here.
Everybody spoke.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's everybody that didn't come up over there.
Oh, y'all supposed to do this one?
No, I put this one right here and that's stuff.
Where? Up here? Here?
Click on that.
Okay.
Click on that. Is one to share? Remember this one? Click that.
It moved, didn't it? Shalom, Cujo Goody? No. I hope it ain't up with nobody. I really do. Shalom morning, Chris. Shalom, brother Alahayim, man Yasharala. Uh, now he said that he ain't getting no audio. So you got that? Okay. Back on, we good. Okay, praise Yah. Alahayim, man Yasharala. Shalom, Mikael. Shalom. What do I do now? Hit that up there?
To the next one. I think that's it. I think you went all the way down, so you start picking over there. These ones you missed from over there.
Okay. So we
So
we
that's
good?
it.
Okay. All right then. Uh, let's see here. Yahweh says, "Look, holy Yahweh put KSA King over you. One should be very careful what you say about him." That's true. Um, I mean, that's what a lot of people don't understand. That just because you don't agree with the president, he's still Yahweh's servant.
Mhm.
Yahweh put him in the power that he's got, so he's there to serve a purpose. Now, if Yahweh put him there, then what kind of problem you got with him? Because Yahweh put him there. Yahweh chose him for a particular job to do. Same thing they did with Moshe. They murmured against Moshe. Now realize you murmured against Yahweh because Yahweh chose Moshe. So now you got a problem who Yahweh chose. That means you got a problem with Yahweh. So you got a problem with the president of America. You got a problem with Yahweh. Yahweh puts kings on thrones. I don't care how low down he is. Yahweh put him in power. So yeah, you can complain all you want, but you complain to Yahweh. You say Yahweh, you don't know what you're doing. Putting Trump in president of America. I could have figured out another man than that.
Yeah.
That's that's us. What you gonna do? Man ain't did nothing to nobody, but black folk hate him all over the world. I'll take that back. The black folk hate him in America. So don't know why. Cause he ain't never said nothing racist while he been in office. He ain't did nothing racist while he been in office. But yet you hate him. See, it doesn't add up. You can't justify your hatred for him. What did he do to make you hate him so much? What did he do? Did he break in your house?
Mm.
Did he have you locked up? What did he do that make you hate this man so much? They can't say one word. The only answer to that is television. That's the only reason they hate it. Television don't like you, then ain't nobody gonna like you. That's why the politicians, they such punks. Because they don't want nothing bad coming out on television about them. So that they won't look bad to the people. That's a lot of power that television has. So they got to do what the television tell them to say. Else they're not going to make it. And who owns television? You already know. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down again. Thank.
We got next month, we got trumpets and Day of Atonement coming in next month.
Yeah, I think I said that.
I think it's in Tabernacles.
Oh, okay. I did say trumpets too, though.
September and October. Huh? Tabernacles is September and October.
No, Tabernacles in October.
Yeah, I mentioned the Feast of Trumpets. No, I didn't mention it because I remember seeing the calendar that got Feast of Trumpets on it today. So yeah, that'll be the next feast day that we have. So y'all, if you don't know the holiday calendar, pull it up on our website, and you can see when the holidays come to pass. So I think the next holiday will be the Feast of Trumpets. I think it's on the 20th of September. So yeah. Check it out. Be ready. What day is that on? You know?
That'll be on Sabbath.
On the Sabbath evening or Sabbath Friday night?
Evening.
Okay. All right. So that's what's that? Back to back Sabbath then, right? Oh, all right. So you know how to plan accordingly. That instead of fixing an extra meal for one day, fix an extra meal for 2 days.
Actually, Day of Atonement comes on Monday and comes on Saturday. Tabernacles first day and day 8 all on the Sabbath.
What about it?
Um, Both Tabernacles day 1 and day 8 all on Sabbath. They come in on Sabbath.
All right.
So they ain't got to take off.
Well, y'all just will get prepared to fix next year's holiday feast. This thing moving fast, man. Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna stop right here. Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your help in that. You showing me some things that I don't necessarily agree with, but nevertheless, I appreciate your participation. Join us on join the sisters. I think the sister's back up now because she's back in town. Join the sisters class this fifth day, which is Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. You can join them on Zoom and join us for our Sabbath service this seventh day uh, at Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Again, Yahweh bless you and keep you. Shalom.